Welcome to today's live stream. I'm super excited to welcome you here today. Before we get started and get into the really for real live, this is obviously a pre-recorded video where I can tell you a couple things and then we can get started. So honestly, what I'm doing is buying myself time to turn the camera on and make sure that everything sounds good. But while we do that, while we wait for myself, let's go ahead and comment below. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Maybe let's start with your name and where you're watching from. And then also I'd love to hear about maybe the latest project you're working on or your favorite software. So if you can post a link below, go ahead and post a link to your portfolio. We'd love to check it out and see what you're up to. And maybe even let us know what your favorite software is, or maybe your favorite subject. Do you like web design or print design or making t-shirts or logos or branding? I don't know. Go ahead and comment below and let us know. We'd love to check it out. And then also, if you'd love to see what I'm up to, you can check out my work at derekmitchell.com. You can see some YouTube videos at youtube.com/derekmitchell. And then also live streaming at behance.net/Mitchell's Garage. So you can check me out there. And then did I say Instagram? I don't know if I said Instagram yet or not. Instagram.com/dmitchelldesign. So hopefully there's links and buttons and stuff here. Right there. Anyway, all right, guys, we're about to dive into some really cool stuff. Feel free to comment in the thread, and I'd love to, again, see what you're up to, and I'll try and answer your questions as we get going, but let's go ahead and dive in. Today's video is sponsored by the Graphic Design Bootcamp. If you're looking at becoming a graphic designer and you want to learn more about Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, creating real-world projects that clients would actually pay you for things like logos, business cards, letterhead, and much more, check out the link below for more information and a deep discount to get started today. One last thing I was going to mention too, because I don't know how much time I'm going to need to turn all this on. Maybe it's ready to go and, you know, the real me, the live me can just cut this off and we can get to it. But in case I need a little bit more time, let me just tell you about myself. So my name is Derek Mitchell. We've been over that. Also, I live in Montana, in Kalispell, Montana, actually, which is just outside of Glacier National Park. And I've got 4 daughters and a wife, and we have tons of fun doing outdoor things like riding bicycles. We float the river on our paddle boards. That's a ton of fun. I love to downhill mountain bike. That's a ton of fun. When it snows for like 9 months out of the year, we like to go snowboarding and skiing. So I feel like I'm rambling. So at any point, Derek, just go ahead and just, you know, let's do this. Let's get live. Let's start teaching. What is going on, Miles? My dog just came to say hello. Hi, Miles. Want to say hello to the people? Come here. Come here. Come say hi. This is Miles, my poodle. We're working on his mohawk. Oh, thanks. Kisses. Oh. Today's video is sponsored by the Graphic Design Bootcamp. If you're looking at becoming a graphic designer and you want to learn more about Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, creating real-world projects that clients would actually pay you for things like logos, business cards, letterhead, and much more, check out the link below for more information and a deep discount to get started today. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. Stoked to welcome you to the stream. Really excited for Adobe Max today to kick off here in about 45 minutes. If you guys have not registered yet, be sure you register and jump in. Really pumped about what we're going to be doing today. All right, so without any further ado, let's just kind of jump in. I've been working on a project here using the iPad for a fictitious company called the Coffee House Tattoo. And basically, it's exactly what you would think. It's a coffee house that does tattoos. So using an iPad, I jumped in here first and just kind of started exploring ideas, just some basic stuff, just to try and get something going. And then played around a little bit more with some things. Played around a little bit with some color ideas, some images that we could use. We've done this for about 2 or 3 streams now. And then last night we came up here and we started playing around with fonts that have alternate glyphs, just kind of going crazy with it, which was fun. And then I had to go pick up my kiddo. So, what's up, Nancy? I see you over on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so this is what we're playing with. We're playing with the Coffee House Tattoo again a little bit. So I'm going to actually, because we're doing some of the font stuff, I might jump over to the desktop app. So we'll close this. And then we are going to, apparently, there we go. So let's go ahead and open up the cloud document here. All right. So last night we were kind of leaving off with, there's this font we're using right now from Adobe Fonts called Desire Pro. And what is cool about this font is it has a bunch of alternate characters that we call glyphs. Basically each letter, let's bring this over here. These are all the different glyphs that this font has. Yeah, it's come a long ways, and at the same time, not nearly. I didn't stream for about a week, so we're just kind of barely getting back into it. We started playing around with the idea of the sparrow, some different fonts here. I didn't push this too far yet. I just kind of slapped them on there to kind of remember where I wanted to go with it. And then we started to play around with like, hey, should we put a rose in there? Is it too busy? Yeah, it's really busy, but you know, it could also be, you know, kind of a tattoo style. So we're just kind of having fun with it. So this, looking at right now, these glyphs here, to get there, come here to type and come down to glyphs, and it'll open your glyphs window. And you can see this font specifically has a ton of alternate characters. So what that means is, for example, let's just type out my name. And you've been watching for it. So on this letter D here, if I hover over it, you can see there's multiple versions of this that have different tails and different decorations, which is pretty cool. So just clicking on this, you can see you can quickly add some originality to it. Whatever. I mean, obviously it's kind of crazy. And then up here we can show the entire font or show alternates for just the selection. So in this case, the letter R, because that's the one that I have selected. Or I can come down to like ornaments, and these are all the extra ornaments that this font has. So that's where I got all of these in here. Okay, so all of these are currently basically like a font or a letter on your keyboard. I don't know what character, like if I were to type this in, I don't know what letter puts that in here. But once you get this, then what I did is I copied this, pasted it up here, and then create outlines. You go to type, create outlines, or Shift Command O. And now you've got a shape that you can use on anything. Okay, so that's kind of getting you up to speed. This is kind of where we're at right now, to kind of come up with this chaos down here, which is cool. It's fun. It's very, very busy, very much. Not that it's not my style. I mean, I just did this, but there's a lot going on. So the last thing I want to do here to kind of tighten this up a little bit, I'm just going to drag a copy over here in case I need to come back to it. That's how my canvas gets to be such a mess. There's stuff everywhere. Make copies of things and just kind of slap stuff around until I'm starting to get more happy with the layout. What we're going to do now, because this is still a type or a font, get your character palette window open. Which I just hit Command T to open that up on my keyboard, and we've got the touch type tool. I can never remember where the character palette is because it used to be, I mean, it's been a few versions now, but the font is called Desire Pro, and I got it from Adobe Fonts. So let's see. Okay, so under Window, all the way down here to type character. All right, that's how we get to this character window. And the font itself, I do this every time. So I set my browser default to be my web page, so that way I always remember to say, hey, go check out my website, derekmitchell.com. If you guys want to learn more, I've got some tutorials, some courses, all kinds of stuff. Check it out. Some freebies here for you guys, as well as some designer resources. So be sure to join the newsletter, check out the tutorials, check out the resources, some cool stuff. So anyway, there's that. Where was I going? Fonts.adobe.com. And I guess we're going to just sign right in. So let's see. Got that. All right. So under fonts.adobe.com, we have this secondary menu. And I don't even know if I made it this far last night. I didn't. I just literally on the homepage, fonts.adobe.com. If you scroll down, it's like the second one in right here, Desire Pro. So what cued me into that it had alternate glyphs is looking at these letters here. So like the letter N, both of those N's There was, what was the other letter? E. See the different E's? There's all these different E's, even the way the of is here. So that tells me that this font probably has multiple glyphs, right? Alternate glyphs. So that's how I found that. And then we didn't really jump into font packs last night either. So there's a lot of great font packs, basically expertly curated fonts that people have brought together. If you're looking for, say, a retro glamping font pack, guess what? There it is. They have one of those. Some cool fonts here. Gin, I use all the time. Fenway Park could be cool for some of the stuff we're doing. Could try that. Let's just try it. Why not? I'm not sure why. Maybe it's already active. Fenway Park. Oh, they're all active. Okay. Fenway Park. We'll come back to you in just a second. Let's just, for the sake of remembering, to come back and explore that. Fenway Park. There it is. It's all capped though. Let's come up here to type, change case. Let's make it title case. That's going to look a lot better. Okay, this has some potential. So back to this character palette, we've got the touch type tool. So I could click on this and I could physically just drag this to wherever it, looks good to me. Not sure why it's not letting me do it now. It's because y'all are watching. I got nervous. All right, moving right along. I'll come back to that later. Let's jump over here and play with this guy. And a lot of times, sometimes I'll let the software do it. Sometimes visually I want control, or I'll move things around and kind of be weird about it because you can. Maybe not. We got the coffee bean up here. We could maybe add a coffee bean down here. Maybe one is enough. I don't know. We're just kind of seeing what happens here. It's a lot going on. Huh. All right. I feel like these first two lines are pretty close together. I don't know. There's just so much to look at right now. Let's just group it. Drag another copy over. Let's outline this one. Group it. Let's just call it good. Let's just move right on here. Maybe we turn this into a t-shirt. We could do that. Give me a second to pull that up. How's it going today, guys? What are you working on, Nancy? What's new for you? So right now what I'm doing is pulling up a template that I use for different apparel. And I'll have it open in just a second. I have this as a download. If you are a member, a subscriber, and words are hard. All right. So if you are interested, you can join, you can subscribe to me on Behance and get some member perks. One of them is templates and stuff as I make them. So this is a hoodie template that I made, totally editable. You can change the colors of the hoodie. It's got an outer glow. It's got some background stuff happening, some shadows, really cool stuff. And you can quickly change colors around if you want to. Anyway, so let's, there we go. Let's jump back over into Illustrator. And I've also got this vector version of the t-shirt as well, which I don't know if this is up on the member area, so I'll have to put that up there. So we could just mock this up right here. We could just, go to town. And usually if I'm going to mock something up, I will make it a letter 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I'm going to go to my Artboard tool, which is down here. And depending on the view you have of your software, you might not see it. So the shortcut is Shift O and you'll get the Artboard tool. So I just click and drag, doesn't really matter what size, because then I can come up to the top here and I can set my width to, and we're in pixels because I was doing web stuff. So we can come up to preferences, units. This changes from general under pixels back to inches or whatever makes sense to your brain. I don't know, centimeters, whatever. Width. So let's make this 11 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall, because that's a standard letter size piece of paper here in the States. And you can see I've been working with huge canvases apparently. So the reason why I do this is because then it's easy to share to clients and it's easy to print something if you want to see how it looks. So we'll jump around into Photoshop and Illustrator. We'll be all over the place today, but let's come back over here. I'm just going to grab these color samples that we played around with. Scale them down a little bit. So now they're close for me to reference. We could play around with the shirt color. Lots of options. I don't know. We're just making stuff up. There we go. So there's an option. We could even do something like this. Throw a rectangle behind it. Sample the same color. It's kind of cool. Let's add a drop shadow behind here. I always have to remember which software I'm in when I bounce back and forth. Let's blur that shadow a little bit. Drop the opacity quite a bit, just so it's a little softer, a little more subtle. Call that good. That's kind of cool. Just playing around here. And let's see what happens when we change color. I've got the hiccups. Awesome. All right. Whoops. Oh, geez. Sorry, guys. My fingers keep hitting the wrong buttons this morning. All right. So a nice trick to get colors that work well together, sample the same color and then just come to your color picker, just drag down a little bit, just make it a touch darker. And it's gonna feel like it belongs. Super simple tip to get colors that look better together. Or do the opposite and drag up a little bit, make it lighter. So there's a few ideas. Let's go grab a different version of this thing. Hey, guess what? I haven't done this entire stream. Saved. All right, let's see. So kind of went from like making logos to making apparel. That's all right though. I'm just kind of playing around. If you guys have questions, feel free to jump in the chat. If you're on Behance, there might be a little bit of a delay, like 30 seconds or so between when I'm saying stuff and when you're seeing it. That's different. Something to do. There we go. This is not at all where I saw this going. I'm just still kind of playing around. Oh, Sugar Skull. Good idea, Nancy. Let's see if I can find a good one. Hey, what's up on YouTube? I see you. What's your name? I see. Is it Dicam or is it? I don't know. Anyway, having problems getting my Creative Cloud project to show up on my Illustrator for iPad. Any suggestions? So, what I would do, I would. Gosh, there's a few things. The IT in me is like, just turn it off and on again. So turn your iPad off, turn your computer off, turn it both back on. It syncs through your iCloud. So be sure you're signed into both. Maybe sign out, sign back in. Is it Yona? Anyway, yeah, sign back out, sign back in. The other thing that I found is when I bounce back and forth. So let's just kind of do this real quick and see if it breaks. So this is a cloud document. I'm going to swap to my iPad. If I scroll up here, let's just see. I can see it's already synced for me, but last night I had an issue where it wasn't syncing and it was like creating extra documents. So this is already synced up in the iPad, which is fantastic. So I would recommend signing out, signing back in, maybe deleting the app, the Illustrator app on the iPad and signing back in. I know there's a brand new iOS update, and I know there's gonna be even more updates today rolling out with the new Max conference. Be lots of new and exciting things. So that's my best guess. Hey, what's up? Jenna Mitchell's in the chat. That's my wife. So, gosh, I wish I had a better answer for you, but those would be what I would try first. So I guess while I've got this open, let's just let's keep going. Awesome. You're welcome. I really hope that works for you. Because if it doesn't work, I'm not quite sure what else to do. All right. So let's see. Let's grab this. Let's go ahead and copy it. I haven't tried to work like this on the iPad before. I usually, once I get my idea started, I bounce over to the desktop. So we're about to find out how to do this. And I don't know. Let's see. If I clone that, okay. No. I got real excited. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, so my artboards are so close together that the titles, there we go. They were kind of imprinting over the top of the artwork above it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and click on the title. There we go. Make sure you have the Artboard tool selected. That'll help. That'll make it easier on the iPad. Yeah, Nancy says the same thing. Thank you. Best YouTube recommended video of the month. Awesome. Thanks so much. Nancy says sometimes logging out and back in or reinstalling Creative Cloud. Yeah, I've had to do that in the past, so that's what I would recommend for sure. Okay, so we've cloned this. Let's grab this guy. Artboard tool selected, and I'm using the nope, that didn't do it either. We'll just clone it like that. All right, why is it okay? So total, you know, in all honesty, or whatever you want to say, like, what's the word? Disclaimer. I absolutely love working with the iPad. I love how it feels. I love using the Apple Pencil, but I've been doing Illustrator and Photoshop for over 20 years on the desktop. And so my mind really has a hard time shifting back and forth and getting Illustrator to do what I want it to. I'm learning. So I'm kind of a noob when it comes to that. What's up, Danielle? Danielle. Sorry. I haven't had coffee yet this morning and the words are small. Having some issues loading the streams today, I think. Oh no. Hopefully it's just you and not everybody else. Yeah, bummer. Okay. Cool. All right. I can't get this artboard to duplicate for me. Anybody know what I'm doing wrong? I should be able to click here, but that's not doing it. I should be able to clone that. Rearrange. All right. It just doesn't like how I've set this up. That's all right. What I'm trying to do, let's just tap back to save this. So then I left it open on my computer. Let's see what happens. Let's see if these canvases, I don't think they're going to. I think what's going to happen is it's going to clone the document. So now if I come back to the home, I probably have like a third copy of this thing. Open it back up. So that's the other thing that might help you too as well, Yana, is closing the document itself and opening it back up. Oh man. Yeah, and you're having the same issues remembering iPad ain't the Mac, right? So the other thing too, you can pair I've got this keyboard, and then I've got the full, like the black one with the 10 key, because I like the 10 keys for some stuff. But when I'm streaming, this little thing just nestles nicely here. But it's Bluetooth, so I could, you can pair this with your iPad, and then all of these shortcuts come back, like Command C, Command V to copy, and like a lot of it works with the Illustrator app, which is really handy because that's one thing I miss about the iPad, that my muscle memory, all the shortcuts that I do here on the keyboard, you can't do that on the iPad. And so pairing a keyboard sometimes helps as well, if you guys want to try that out. So give that a try, play with it, see what happens. I would do it now, but I'm kind of scared to do that now because I don't want to mess up the stream, but I would show you. But it works. I've tried it. It's actually a lot of fun to do that. All right, let's jump back to the desktop app because I'm having a hard time cloning the artboards here, and I don't know what I'm doing. It's user error. Okay, let's see. The cool thing I love about Illustrator is the files are relatively small, like compared to Photoshop. And so when you're making a brand or a logo, just go nuts. Like memory is basically free, right? I mean, for the most part, like there's so much you can do to get ideas out, to try stuff, and then ask people. If you're looking for a group to join, so I've got a Facebook group. Okay, yeah, there it is. So there it is. See what happened? So it finally caught up to it. So, oh, you didn't see what happened because I changed the camera. I got a notice that it said there was a conflict because I had my iPad still open and I closed it and then I started doing stuff, but then it hadn't synced yet. So you got to kind of be a little bit patient and make sure that it syncs up. It's not the end of the world. It just means that now I'm going to have like a third copy. If I go back here, yeah, I've got Untitled 18.2, and I do a horrible job organizing my cloud files. I don't know. I just do. I just kind of let it fall into whatever. Also, look at this. This is hilarious. My kids play on here, and so there's like, it's fun seeing stuff that they've done on the iPad or on Illustrator, and that syncs to the cloud for me. I love that. All right. I was gonna make another version. I was gonna do something else. Oh dear, I got distracted. It's almost time for Adobe Max. You guys excited? I'm pumped. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. Okay, yeah. So if you're looking for a cool, just pulling this up real quick for you guys. Just got to open something. All right, so this is a Facebook group that I started a few years ago, and it's loading. Music's loud. How often do I do live demos? Great question. I've been trying to go at least a couple times a week. The reason why I don't have a good schedule yet is because I've got 5 kids, and I'm never quite sure when the stars will align and I'll have a minute where I'm not totally tired to go live. I would very much like to make a schedule, and I think the best way, if you're interested in catching me live right now, you're on YouTube, I see that. So if you just subscribe to my channel and then tap the little bell when I go live, you should get notified that I'm live. I'm also streaming on behance.net. And so typically the live streams will pop up there. And if you follow my channel, if you go to, 2 ways to get there. Here, let me just show you. Well, it's behance.net/Mitchell's Garage is where I'm at on there. But I'm usually in the live feed there. You can see all the replays. I leave them up. And then if you follow me there as well, you'll be able to get notified when I go live. All right. So this Facebook group, we have 18,000 members already. That's insane. So, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. So in this Facebook group, total honesty, I'm not a huge Facebook fan. I'm not on there very much. I have a hard time like not getting sucked into it. So, but I started this because a lot of people love Facebook. A lot of people are on here, and it's a great place if you're stuck with something, kind of like today where you're like, hey, the app's not syncing. What do I do? A lot of times if you post in here, you'll get like in this discussion, if we go to the discussion tab, you know, you get some people, you get a little bit of everything in here. You know, there's some, we try to keep it clean as far as, you know, no spam or whatever. Sometimes people are posting like job offers, like, hey, I need a designer for stuff. But it's intention like this. What's a good vector editing tool for Android, right? And then people answer and, you know, or this, like, been working on a floral alphabet logo template, want to hear your feedback. So then, you know, post your stuff and people will give you feedback. So that's the group. If you go to facebook.com/groups/complete graphic design, I'll let you in to the group. So not trying to like do it or don't. Not that I don't really care, but I'm trying to find ways that I can be more helpful to people. So that was one of them, trying to help us all be able to find a place we can help each other out. So definitely check that out. All right, let's play around some more. I didn't really, I kind of have an idea now that I'm looking at this. Let's just play around a little bit. Center it. Command R opens your rulers across the top, or go to View, Rulers, Show Rulers, or Hide Rulers, Command R, okay? So I can just quickly drop down a ruler, and if I hit the Option key, it flips it to vertical. And I don't really care if they're in place right now. I'm just using these as a place. Let's take these letters, Command-Shift-O to make them outlines. I'm just gonna start snapping them in place. I notice Illustrator is a little jumpy for me today. And I don't think it's necessarily Illustrator. I think it's my computer's doing a lot in the background right now. All right. So by making this an outline, it makes it a lot easier to really snap this into place and do anything custom to it that I want to. All right, cool. And then, I don't know, because I'm making an apparel piece, I could just get crazy with it. Let's just get crazy with it. Let's just do stuff. I feel like this A and the T need some attention here. So up top it looks good, but we're gonna nudge it in just a touch. Just a touch. That might be too much. All right, fine, we'll put it back how it was. Nancy says, I do like the sparrow. I think what would be cool with this brand is just to like, kind of like what MTV did for a while, where they had like, they have the base MTV look, but then like they would have like 100 different logo variations based on whatever they felt like for the day. So let's group this. Let's smash it up here. Let's turn our guides off. Let's bring this to the front. Bring this to the front. So to move layers up and down, it's Command Shift and so Command Shift, right bracket or left bracket. So here's a letter P on your keyboard, so it's the ones right next to it. So Command and right bracket steps it up one at a time. Command Shift right bracket steps it all the way to the top. Command Shift left bracket throws it all the way to the bottom. So I'm just quickly like doing, like everything I do is keyboard shortcuts. So to bring this up in front, Command Shift right bracket or Command Shift left bracket, or to step it one at a time, Command and the bracket key. All right, let's see, let's play with the blend mode a little bit, but then we got to do all kinds of crazy stuff when we send it to press, but that's all right. A little interesting. I don't know. This has kind of a weird vibe to it, but you know what? I'm going to leave it. It's no, I'm gonna play with it more. Hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Ooh, color dodge is kind of crazy. Screen gets me the closest to what I had in mind. Maybe we drop the opacity a tiny bit. So to actually make the shirt, we'd have to work with the printers and make sure that this takes a little more doing, but it's all right. All right, so that's kind of cool. That's kind of a different, I don't know, something fun. Try not to overthink it too much. My watch is telling me it's time to stand. It's sitting too long already. Oops. All of a sudden our music got real chill. Huh. All right, so you can see how you can take an idea and just kind of keep pushing it further and further. Let's jump over into Photoshop for a second. And we've got this hoodie. So let's just show you how I'd round trip something like this. Let's grab let's grab this guy. We haven't played with this one yet very much. Gotta fix it. And everything's getting so jumpy. I might have to cut the stream a little short today. Plus, Adobe Max is starting in 9 minutes. So we're about done for this session. I don't understand how that... Okay, we'll lock that one. We'll click on this one. I've got 2 different text boxes things on a path. And it got weird. I'll just leave it at that. All right, this is fine. This is good enough. Command Option 2 to unlock that thing that I had locked just a second ago. Grab the whole thing, and I'm going to actually bring a copy down here, because what I'm going to do now is hit Command Shift O to create outlines on everything. So that way my bounding boxes are nice and tight to the artwork. I'm going to look over here. That looks good. Okay, Command G to group everything. Command C to copy everything. Jump into Photoshop. And I'm on this layer up here. Oh, there's a couple things I could do. So this is a smart object. We're in Photoshop now. I could double click on the smart object, and it's going to open up this vector smart object thing. So I could just paste this logo in here. Let's scale it down. Hit the letter S, hit enter. I don't know, 30% maybe a tiny bit more. So I could go like this, Command X to cut it, click on this logo, delete the whole thing, Command F to paste it right in front in the same spot, save it, close it, jump back into Photoshop, and now that smart object is going to be updated with all the other styles. There we go. And the masking works and everything. Super cool. All right, that's one way to work. Excuse me. I'm going to turn off. I'm going to unlink right here this mask where I've masked the, whatever these are called, the hoodie pole things. I'm going to scale this smart object down. Something like that. Cool. And now we've got Coffee House Tattoo on a hoodie. Tattoo parlor. Digging it. All right, so then let's just say, well, that's not our color. We need a different color. What color should we do, Nancy? We got like 5 minutes here. Let's see if it works. It wasn't working earlier. I don't know why. There it is. Okay, it worked. Okay. Oh, whoa. Whoa. I don't understand why it's not working the way I want it to. All right, so I've got this teal color and I want to adjust this gradient overlay. This layer is just a gradient. And up top, if I click this little lock button, it locks the, what's it called? The transparency, what is it? The transparent pixels. So basically anything transparent, it can't touch. But as it fades from one to the other, I can fill that. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. If I double click on this gradient, maybe make it just a touch darker, click OK. And if I hit Option Delete to fill it, or go to Edit, down to Fill, and I use the foreground color, which is going to be this darker teal color. Click OK, and now you'll notice the gradient fills, but it doesn't fill the entire layer like you would expect. So I'm changing colors. All right, let's go to this hoodie. Let's go to our hue saturation adjustment. That's pretty cool. I'm digging it. All right, let's open the layer styles here. Let's play with the layer styles, blend sliders, just so it kind of looks right. Boom. I like that. That's super cool. Obviously so much we can do with this, right? We have a lot of options with this brand. And I almost just saved right over the top of this. I don't remember. Yeah, don't save this one. Okay. I almost saved it. Shoot, let me just save it as something else. All right. And on that note, throw it on my desktop. We'll call this, what was this? Tattoo coffee. Tattoo hoodie. Boom. All right. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Nancy, so good to see you. Thanks for the subscribes, the new ones. Thanks, Danielle, for hanging out. Good to see everybody on Behance, and super thankful to have you joining in the chat today. As far as when I'm live next, I don't know when I'm live next, so just be sure to tap the bell if you're on YouTube, hit follow if you're on Behance, and then when I go live, you'll get a notification. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. Have a great week. And if you haven't already, guys, check out Adobe Max. So if you go to max.adobe.com. Oh, Nancy says I'm practicing my tattooing. So awesome. I love it. That's so cool. Yeah, if you guys get a minute, Max. Yeah, my computer needs to restart. It's real upset. Max.adobe.com. Check it out. Super cool new stuff. The Creativity Conference, literally about to begin right now. So I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to watch, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much.